What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a bunch of great Nintendo Switch 2 and RPG news to go over. So let's go ahead and jump right into it with Clair Obscur Expedition 33. This game is not on the Nintendo Switch 2 yet, but we're going to talk about some of the rumors that's been happening with it. But I do want to discuss the new information that's came out about the success of the game, because I do think that it factors in to when or why we will see it on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I played this game back on the PlayStation 5 when it came out, and it's incredible, and we have a new announcement from the official Twitter page that the game has eclipsed 8 million copies sold. Wow, that is a huge number, especially for a turn-based RPG game, traditional turn-based type of RPG game. Here's what the official Clair Obscur Expedition 33 Twitter account had to say on this huge milestone. We're so thrilled and honestly still quite overwhelmed to announce that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has officially reached 8 million copies sold. Thank you so much to every single person who has played, created, or shared, streamed, discussed, and supported this game. And really, that last part is the most important thing, because not only were the reviews great for the game, but the streaming, the art, the discussion, the word of mouth of Clair Obscur has been incredible. There's been some really annoying people when it comes to Japanese RPGs and what they say, but for the most part, it's been pretty cool to see so many people talk about this in such a positive type of way. So that's the thing for me, at least, that's very exciting, because I loved this game. And now we do have rumors. Nate the Hate and a couple other things have been stating that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is set to potentially come to the Nintendo Switch 2, and I would play it again if they did. I put 90 plus hours into the game last year on my PlayStation 5. It was my game of the year, pretty much the top of the game of the year, and then also Donkey Kong Bonanza. Both of those games were incredible to me, but Clair Obscur was a special game, and to see it do so well absolutely just makes me really happy. I'm super happy that the developers were able to make a game like this. I don't know how, or I don't know when they're going to be able to make another game when it comes to the follow-up, because if you've played the game, clearly they're trying to build something, and I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I think that whatever they do, whatever ideas that they think of, it's only going to get better when it comes down to that. So 8 million plus copies sold, easily one of the greatest selling RPGs or turn-based console type of RPGs of all time. There's not many games, especially in the modern age, that can sell 8 million copies. Now, yes, a lot of the copies did come from Steam, and a lot of those were discounted well past the $50 normal price range for them, that their starting price. So it's not like this was like a full price $70 type of game and it sold incredible on every single console and everything like that. There were a lot of different things that kind of happened for it to position it to do well, but at the same time, it's still a huge feat nonetheless. That's absolutely got Atlas, Square Enix, and all of these other companies thinking, wait a minute, how did they do that? Because Sandfall Interactive has actually visited Square Enix, and they visited Atlas and Sega, and they've talked with these companies, and I think that they're all trying to figure out how we're going to sell more, or what we can do to elevate the RPG genre, because this was incredible to see, especially turn-based RPGs. It was really incredible to see outside of Pokemon and specific type of RPGs that we've gotten before that do obviously a lot better when it comes to that. So it was awesome. I can't wait to see what they do next. There's rumors about Nintendo Switch 2 and potentially that being a thing, so we'll see if that happens. I would really think that maybe by sometime this year, we get an announcement of Expedition 33 on the Nintendo Switch 2. Portable, native, portable Expedition 33 would be awesome on the Switch 2, and I'd definitely buy it and play it and enjoy it again if they're able to do that. So I think that might happen or be announced at a Nintendo Direct sometime this year. So what do you guys think about Clair Obscur Expedition 33 selling 8 million plus copies? Have you played it yet? Do you plan on checking it out if it comes to Switch 2? Do you plan on just picking it up at some point? let me know in the comment section below. If you're enjoying the content, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell. We do have a Nintendo Switch 2 giveaway going down at 150,000 subscribers. So if you want a chance to enter and to win, drop a comment below, and when we hit that amount, it'll be randomly given away. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Let's get right back into it. Let's continue on with Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. We've got some information on the game and what engine it uses, because based off of what Mr. Genki over on Twitter had to say, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, the display box shows that it's made in Unreal Engine. So that's something that Nintendo's been doing with specific games. I think Yoshi games, even on the Wii U or on the Switch 1, those were also made with Unreal Engine. I think like Pikmin, that was made with that. So I think that it's interesting to see this type of art style game still made with Unreal Engine and them not opting to use something else, some type of in-house engine or something like that. Because remember, Unreal Engine, you have to give the royalties for them. So they are diverting some of the game's profits and what they make based off of how well it does in other factors to Unreal or to Epic when it comes to that. So very interesting that they still opted to use Unreal here for Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Now, is it Unreal Engine 4? Is it Unreal Engine 5? I'm guessing maybe it's the latest with Unreal Engine 5, but we'll find out once the game does drop next month on May 24th. That's the time that I'm recording this video, and I'm looking forward to it because apparently, based off of different previews, I talked about this in a video recently, that based off of different previews, this game is incredible, but it's kind of weird and unorthodox because Yoshi can't take damage, Yoshi also can't die, but somehow it all works. It all comes together. Yoshi has this crazy exploration of different little buddies that you find in this book, and the exploration is what drives the fun in the game. Now, it's still kind of more for like children, but at the same time, anybody can pick up and play it and explore and learn new different things in the game and be compelled to keep going. The YouTube channel Switch Up, which is an awesome channel, they described it as Mario 64 in 2D. So that is a very good, very good ringing endorsement of the game, because they got a chance to play it for I think 2 chapters of the game, so for a number of hours. So they were pretty much saying this game is really good, man. People aren't ready for how good this game is. So very interesting, made in Unreal. Yoshi can't die, Yoshi can't take damage or anything like that, but yet it still has a good enough hook. It still has exciting things in the game. It's still fun to play. And it's going to be maybe better than what some were expecting based off of the trailers. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of Pokemon Pokopia, where you can't die really. There's not really anything that's kind of going on too much. Like when you watch it, yes, there's some stuff and it's happening, but you have to really play it to understand exactly how the game operates. I think that's kind of how maybe Yoshi is when it comes to it, because they don't have those high octane action type of points that you can see in a regular game like a Metroid Prime 4 or like a Donkey Kong Bonanza or a Mario Kart World. This is something a bit different. So I think once the reviews come out, people will see that. Obviously, Nintendo's variable pricing is at play here, and we're also seeing other retailers like Walmart, for example, match that for a bit, so getting it for like $62. So we're starting to see some better things when it comes to the pricing and how some of these games are going to be. Splatoon Raiders, also $50 and $60 digital to physical. So I'm looking forward to seeing how people respond to Yoshi when it drops. It looks like it's going to be a good game. So what do you guys think about Yoshi and the Mysterious Book being made in Unreal Engine? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, moving on to the next topic here. Let's talk about Disgea Mayhem. We've got a brand new Nintendo Switch 2 release date trailer, and we've got the release date for the game coming up here, so very excited to talk about that. So NIS America provided an update on Disgea Mayhem recently, revealing the game's release date. Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch are both getting it on July 23rd, 2026. So just a few months from now, it seems. So Disgea Mayhem is NIS's new action spin-off of the Disgea series, which is usually the strategy RPG turn-based games. Last we heard, it was planned for a summer release. Now let's go over some of the things about this game. So the princess needs her pudding in this brand new take on the venerated Disgea franchise. Take direct control of the action as NA, a mercenary with a discerning sweet tooth, as you mow down monsters in the name of money. Equip weapons from 7 different classes to play in 7 different ways. Whether you want to use the tried and true sword or the ranged bow, you can always switch your weapon to switch up the way you play. The more things magic change, the more they stay the same. Grind levels, improve your equipment, and pass new builds at the Dark Chocolate Assembly to make the numbers go up until you're dealing 1,000,000 damage with every hit. You can even recruit classic demons like the Prinny to bring along with you. It's time to experience Disgea in a whole new way. Here are some more of the key features. Magic change into action. Take direct control of the combat in this action RPG spin-off of the Disgea series. Beat down hundreds of enemies with classic Disgea weapons, including the sword, gun, fist, and axe. Grind up to get down. It wouldn't be Disgea without the ability to get stronger. Head to the item world to power up your equipment, reincarnate for higher base stats, or grind out levels to make sure you're at the top of the food chain. Satisfy her cravings. It takes a demon to feed a princess. Princess Tiche loves her flan, and NA loves a paycheck. By working together, they can both get what they want. Dessert brings people and demons together in this light-hearted tale. So very interesting to see Disgea kind of branch off. They've been doing strategy RPGs for so long at this point. I kind of just said, okay, they're cool, but I haven't really been playing a lot of the newer Disgea games. But this one seems to be kind of cool that they're doing something different. Action RPG. It's almost like a Muso type of game, Hyrule Warriors type of stuff that's kind of going on here. So that's awesome. Like, I'm looking forward to maybe checking this one out. We'll see how the reviews do when it drops and everything, but it's just something different. And I think that's what Disgea needed right now. It needed something a little bit different. Now, I don't know if it needed a Muso spin-off type of RPG or action RPG, but we'll see how it actually plays and looks, because it looks absolutely crazy from the trailers here. But of course, we have to see the controls. We got to get a feel for the upgrading system. We got to see how like the comedy kind of plays a part into the game itself. So it's just interesting. It looks interesting, looks different, and I'm looking forward to checking it out a little bit more when it drops. So what do you guys think about Disgea Mayhem, which is appropriately titled based off of what I'm watching here with this trailer? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, moving on to the next topic. Let's talk about Granblue Fantasy Relink. We got the stress test that is going on right now on the Nintendo Switch 2. So if you want to check out the new Granblue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok game, you can get a little sneak peek of it. They've got the stress test that's up right now to where you can test out a bunch of different characters and features with this game. This is an expanded version of the game that came out a couple of years ago on the PlayStation 4, PC, and PlayStation 5. It's now adding in the Nintendo Switch 2 with a host of new characters and features to boot as well. So this beta test is intended to verify network load and game performance while helping us identify and resolve in-game issues prior to launch. As development is still in progress, we cannot guarantee a seamless gameplay experience. Unexpected bugs, connectivity problems, and game freezes may occur. Thank you for bearing with us. So they're trying to test things out. That's what they said there. You can play the stress test until April 27th, and the game is coming out later this summer. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I think that Granblue Fantasy Relink is a very fun game. I played it back on the PlayStation 5. I also have a PC copy as well. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about when it comes to this game is the Nintendo Switch 2 version with the frame rate. Now, we got the last closed beta test that they did, and the reports coming out of that was 30 FPS. And in my opinion, for an action RPG like this, I don't think 30 FPS is the way to go. I think maybe 60 FPS would probably be the way to go for this. So I'm hoping that they do have a performance mode at the launch of the game. Now, it's still in development. They're still working on things, which they did state here. Nothing is final at this point with the Nintendo Switch 2. So I'd hope that there would be a performance mode, because on the PS5, there is a quality and there is a performance mode. So I do think that with Switch 2, I get that it's not as powerful as the PlayStation 5, but it's more powerful than the PlayStation 4 with more resources and RAM and all sorts of things. So I can maybe understand if maybe like the portable mode, if that was 30 FPS, okay, I get that because it's not as strong, but docked, I do feel that they should have some type of DLSS and some type of performance mode to get it going at 60 FPS, and at the bare minimum 40 FPS for an action RPG. So I'm hoping that the final launch of the game does get rid of that 30 FPS, but you guys can let me know, how does it feel to play at the 30 FPS if you are playing in the stress test now? And I know I'm going to check it out myself because I wasn't able to get into the last one, but how does it feel to play? You guys can let me know. It's a fun game. It's a good game. I played it, but I waited specifically for the Nintendo Switch 2 version because I wanted to be able to play it portable as well as docked, because it's an action RPG with a ton of content. So I waited. I didn't beat it on the PlayStation 5 or on the PC, so I wanted to check it out on here because I was playing it on Steam Deck too back when I had one, and the experience just wasn't great trying to transfer saves and go back and forth between Steam Deck and PC. I didn't like it at all. I want to have a seamless docked experience, so I'll check it out myself and I'll let you guys know what I think when it comes to that. But what do you guys think about everything that we talked about here, from Granblue to Disgea, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, and Clair Obscur Expedition 33? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch 2 RPG content and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.